I'm just going to do a quick video on how to get started with Final Cut Pro. Um, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go file. Wait, sorry. Before I get there, let me just jump into my preferences. Um, there are some specific things that help you to be a little less to be optimized, so you don't consume a lot of space. Just have a look at my settings, and here's one important one: leave files in place. Don't copy to library storage location, because otherwise you double files every time you use it. And I think that's just the main thing that I wanted to show. Okay, so being organized with your video files is really important. So I'm going to just place all my videos and all my audio content in a folder on the desktop. You can do it on an external drive if you want. And just always try to be organized with where you keep your files. Okay, so you come into Final Cut here, you start start with a new event first. Now event is where you store all your event is where you store all your where you store all the video files that it's going to pay attention to. And then within the event, you can have different projects. So it's good to always name things correctly. And yeah, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my video file in, which is this one here. Sorry. Drag the video file in, and then you can watch it here. And at this step, it's a very good idea for you to make any changes to the video here. So if you want to make changes to the color, you can go to this section here. And you can, I like to press balance color very often, just to, it does an automatic color balance, which can be really good or not good. You can also switch off the balance color if you don't like what it's done. And if you want to go into more detailed color changes, you go to here, show color inspector, and on the right side here you have what's called the color inspector. Exposure usually works with the light, with the brightness. Saturation can change the warmth, what's called the warmth. You just see how it's giving a little bit more warmth here, and then you can go in here and you can tweak all of these kind of things and change it to whatever you want. If you want to undo, you just press Command Z. So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the color grading, but that's how you change the color of the video. You can crop the video here if you need to for any reason. I don't usually do cropping stuff. You can speed up or slow down the video, the speed of the video here, and you can change it to a custom speed that you want. So just clicking here, that's the video here. Is where you can go to the color board, transform it. Transform just allows you to increase the scale, size, and things like that. Yeah, so those are the important things to know. You can change the opacity of the thing, so you can like combine two videos on top of each other. Let's see. Now I'm going to add an audio. Okay, wait, sorry. There's one more thing I want to show you. So you see, so Command plus and Command negative minus will zoom in or zoom out. Really important key commands. Now on the right side here, this button here is your transition button. You can have different types of transitions between videos. I'll show that in a second, but I'm just taking it out of the screen. So now if we look here, we see the audio here is hitting a red zone. We don't really want the audio to hit red zone. So what we can do is we can cut the video here. You can press the B key command tool. Just press B, and it gives you a blade tool. You cut it here, and then you can come here and you can cut it here too, right? And A gets you back to the cursor tool. So B will get you the blade tool, A will get you the cursor tool, and you can just drag this down here, volume. So you just keep it below. You don't want it to be in the red zone, so you want it to be below the red zone. Once it's below the red zone, yeah, you can just play your audio. And now you can go in and actually affect the audio here. And you can make changes. This is pretty cool. You have some equalization options. You can turn it on, and you can have a look here, and you can maybe take out, bring down lows or highs as you want. A little bit more technical stuff there, and you can increase the gain and things like that. This is the volume control here, so you can raise it up or down. Let's see. So yeah, I'd go there and cut those things, bring those things down so it's not in the red zone. Okay, now if I have an audio to sync with the video, which is this one, I'm just going to bring the file in, and I'm going to show you how to sync audio and video. So Command plus to zoom in, okay, and now I'm going to look for like a marker sound. Now, if you press V, you deactivate a clip, so it's not operating at all. So V will deactivate. So I'm going to listen here. Now, I'm looking for the first point of the word love. That's how I'm going to do the syncing. So it looks like that's that point. Now, what you can do is you can just click your cursor here to this position. You can press M, and you see there's a marker that's been created here as a result. Right now, what you want to do is line up the audio file with the video file so they've both got M's, right? I'm gonna undo this, and then I'm gonna deactivate the second clip here. So deactivate this one, and then I'm just going to listen here on this audio file for the. Now I found the love there. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in. I just command, and now I click this here and I press M there. Okay, so I've got rough points where the audio and the video will sync. Then I drag here, right? Bring this back. Zoom in. Okay, now you have an idea of where the two things are. Now sometimes the clips are not so visible, the audio clips. So what you can do is you can click this cursor here, and you can change the proportion of what you want to be more increased. See, you have different things that will give you different kinds of visual representations of the two things. So I'm going to choose this one, and we can see here now that this is probably around the starting point, the right starting point. So that's how you sync audio and video. Now I'll show you the final project, and there's just a few more little things that I've done here in the final project. Now I sync the audio, I synced the video, and yeah, so I play it. And now if you want to add text, you go here to this portion here, text. There's a few text options here. All you have to do is just drag it in, right? Drag it in like that. And you can see the text here. You can modify the text by just double clicking, typing what you need to type in, and then you can make alterations here to the text type, to the text size, and yeah, that's the face. You can change the color here, and you have some options to outline. Outline's pretty good for just creating a bit more, you know, a little bit more of a like a stroke effect, like in Final Cut. So that's text view. One more thing, last thing I'd like to talk about is just transitions. Now you've got this thing here on the right side, transitions. Transitions help give you a smooth, cleaner cut to the next visual. So here I've got two images. And then you saw how that just kind of like dragging that. Sometimes you don't need it, sometimes it's helpful. So I'm deleting it because I don't actually need it. That's a good enough transition. So, you know, if you're not feeling like the transition works, you can always just take it out. And last tip, you can add the transition at the end and then increase the length by just dragging it, right? It starts off there and then I drag it. And then when you play it, when it comes to the transition, it does like an automatic fade out, like a fade to black kind of motion, which is quite cool. One more thing I should tell you about audio, it's got this little button here. You can do fade out of audio by just dragging here. All right, I think that should be a great, final really important tip. When you're done with your projects, after you've processed the video file, you probably don't need all the raw clips, so you can just delete them. And then you should come here, and you should go to an option here called delete generate. Wait a minute, let me see if I can get this to work. There's a really important thing here. You can click here to click delete generated library files. I don't know why it's not working in this particular moment. It should be available. Anyway, it's like delete generated library files. Somehow Final Cut stores up a lot of unnecessary space on your drive, and you can click here and wait. Let me try to do this again. Let me just quit and try to open again and see if it's there. It's a really important step actually for keeping optimized with the space on the computer. Here, so generated event files, okay? Now you click delete render files, click all, delete optimize media, delete proxy media. This takes the space down. Now watch here, I've got a space of 297 gigs. I think I just finished the project. I'm gonna just do that move, and let's see if the space starts to increase. Wait, now part of the other thing is to quit. And well, I don't know, it didn't work for this time, but trust me, that's a really important good tip for freeing space up on your computer. And also, I think I gotta remove stuff in the trash as well. Yeah, so that's all I've got to say for Final Cut. Hope this helps you get started on making some cool videos. Have a great day, subscribe to the channel, and make some awesome music.